All right, this is an update on the One Fast Motors GL 1500 carb replacement. There's an up. I was looking at the carburetor, and on the GL 1500, there's a problem, even with stock setup. If the floats overflow and you get dirt in the float needle right here, dirt gets in this and then this doesn't seal, fuel will come up and keep filling up the bowl right here, and then it'll start running out the top of the Manchuris and flood out your bike. But if this happens and the key's on and the pump's running and it keeps filling up and you're talking to somebody or whatever and you're not starting your bike right away, it will fill up the intake manifolds and go into your engine and fill up the cylinder with gas. And as everybody knows, or not everybody, but gas doesn't compress. So what happens? Well, on a Goldwing, the starters are super powerful. A lot of them use it for reverse. So you got a lot of power in that starter. When you go to hit your switch and you got gas in that cylinder, it will actually, in a regular car, it sometimes bends the rod, the connecting rod. But it doesn't bend the rod on the Goldwings. I've had people, customers, a while back. What happens is the gear where the starter is, it's into the case. The center case has a little pin groove that holds the starter gear, and it's bored out. That breaks away, has so much power, it can't turn the starter motor over. So what it does is it goes free and it breaks the center case off. So that means you have to change your center cases of your motor, and that's complete tear down and a nightmare. So, long story short, you don't want that to happen. So the best thing to do is, obviously, if you turn the key on to avoid this, because you're not going to know if dirt's in there or not, if you turn it on, just start your bike right away. And it won't do nothing. If it's flooding, it'll run rough. You'll shut it off, you know something's wrong. But don't leave the key on and sit there and talk and do whatever for a while, then start your bike. It also happens with bikes that sit a long time, and then you go ahead and try to get them running again, and the float will be stuck because it's been sitting and the gas is all rotted, and the gas will flow down the cylinder, and then you'll screw up the cases also that way. So whenever the bike sits, you don't want to use the starter motor. You want to turn it over by hand all the time first, then do it. So anyway, on these carbs, the Webers, they don't have a drain, or they don't have an overflow port. Whatever the case is, they didn't do it. So what you can do, if you ever have your carburetor off your bike, doing whatever, you can take the top off. It comes right off, 6 screws. Right here. I believe it would be on, let's see, what side is this? Be on the right side if it's on the bike. So right here. Right here. This port right here. Let me get my pointer. So right here, not this one, because it's too close to the edge. This one here, you want to drill it out. Of course, you can tape this off so you don't get shavings everywhere, or you can drill it upside down. But you want to use a 16th pipe thread tap. It's not common, you have to go buy this separate, but it's a 16th of a pipe thread, one down lower from 1/8. And I believe you can use a 1/4 inch bit, and that'll get this started. Drill it out a 1/4 inch, goes all the way through to the other side, and then tap it out all the way, clean the threads out, and then you can use a fitting, a barb fitting like this, to thread in there, or you can probably use a 90. That way the port will be down here, and then you can put a hose on it and go all the way down to the bottom, out on the bottom of your motor, so the fuel will just drain on the bottom of the, outside on the ground instead of your engine. So this will protect your motor if you have any dirt in your system. So I would probably use brass. I'm just showing you this as purposes of showing you. Use a brass 90 nipple, thread it on there, and then put a hose on it and run it down below your engine, so it'll fix the problem, and then just button it all back together. So it's not that big of a deal. It's just you got to buy one of these 16th pipe tap, 1/4-inch drill. It's already kind of started, so you should be able to go straight all the way through. It's only like 1/4 of an inch thick. Yeah, maybe 5/16 or whatever. But that's the mod you can do. So definitely use, if you can use 2 fuel filters in line somewhere in the line, I would put 2 of them in, a quality fuel filter, just to avoid this. But anything happens, it could get in there any other way. But that's about it. Thanks for watching. It's just an update. Bye bye.